of The Hunted. What a intense film this is. So let's see what the IMDb plot has to say about that. A woman stops at a remote gas station in the middle of the night and becomes the target of a psychopath sniper with a secret vendetta. Yes. All right. This one was recently released on Shutter, or I don't know if recently, right? That recent, but I kind of missed this one in the I believe it was October when this was released. But regardless, recent enough that I'll try to keep this spoiler free, at least the ending. But there's obviously a lot to talk about this with this movie, especially if you guys have seen this. It is pretty intense and opens all kinds of doors for conversation, good or bad. I will try not to put too much judgments or get too much into all that is said either way. But is in a way is certainly a once you see it and kind of catch everything that's going on here, kind of puts the importance of having a movie like this out. And I know I've gone back and forth in certain reviews and said, I don't want certain social commentary in some movies and it bothers me. And then others, I'm more open to it. And I kind of see myself kind of, going back and forth a little bit. I really don't like it, and I've said it on other reviews, when it's kind of in remakes or sequels, especially something older, and bring it. Because, and a lot of times it's some of those other things, those other movies, the original movies didn't have as much social commentary, so I don't really feel that the remake or the long-awaited sequel should, go out of its way to do it as well, or to do more of it. Kind of keep the same and just do what it is and kind of stay true to what the original was, instead of use this new movie to make all kinds of statements and whatever. It kind of annoys me a little bit. Obviously, like I've said before, also, it's their movie, they're making it, they can do whatever they want, make whatever statement they want. I'm much more tolerant in a movie like this that's newer. Although I just read that this is apparently a remake of I guess a foreign film, but regardless, I didn't see it, so I have no idea. I have no idea what they're talking about. Anyway, when something is apparently new, or at least new to me, I'm more open to letting them do that social commentary and whatever else this is. And there is huge social commentary in this movie. That's basically what this movie is about, and why I think at the end of the day, whether you stand which way or the other, on many of the issues that are mentioned here, or just the way you feel about this movie, I think it's important to see, and may open your eyes, may make you angry. It's going to stir some emotion, in one way or the other. But, I wish I had seen this right when it came out and kind of paid a little bit more attention to, the conversation about it. Because I think, a movie like this is good to have a conversation about, or at least, how these issues are presented. We're not going to solve anything, and I don't think the movie tries to make you solve anything, but just, makes you very well aware of what is going on and the thoughts and the feelings and so forth, if you weren't. Obviously, we're in a crazy set of times here, and, if you are aware, watch a lot of the news, pay attention to, society and politics and so forth. A lot of this movie you're going to get. If you're kind of closed doors, you don't really pay attention to politics or news or whatever, you might just think it's another horror movie and wonder what the hell all this talk is about. But anyway, getting kind of into that more in a second, to kind of give you guys, kind of what's going on here. You see the opening of a movie, the woman is on the phone. As it opens, you're really not sure, who she is, what she's doing, and who she's talking to. But apparently she's getting ready to go on a road trip. She gets in a car. She's with another guy. He's the one who's driving. you may catch their relationship, you may not. It is a little weird. But they pull over at a gas station, and it is, once they get to the gas station, this is basically where this movie is going to take place. So you get a short clip at the beginning of them somewhere else, but once they get to the gas station, that's it. That's where this movie's going to be, which is fine. It kind of made me think that it was a lot cheaper to make once they got to this gas station, but whatever. She goes in, there's a little bit of a, we get a little bit of the setup here. She goes in, she wants to buy something, he's filling up the car with gas. It is, it is the middle of the night, it is dark, there's no one else around. Even when she's in the store, where's the clerk? We're never really sure where this person is. And the guy's going about his thing, he fills up the gas, he gets in the car. And, she's about to go out. She goes back in. She wants to pay for her stuff. Instead, leaves the money down on the counter. Then when she finally goes to leave, open fire. She's shot at. She's hit. She goes down. She hides. And now she is stuck in this gas station and trying to kind of figure a way out. And obviously that is not going to be an easy task. You're wondering what is her partner, whoever he is, outside doing? Yeah, he's non-existent to the gunfire, and he's basically fallen asleep inside the car. So good job by him. You're wondering where her cell phone is. Can she call for help? No, this guy is a great sniper. He has sniped her cell phone, and she no longer can call anybody. So yeah, we're checking off things as we go here, which is a good thing. We gotta isolate her here and not give her a chance to escape and make it difficult on her, because this is gonna go on for a while now. So yeah, so she's down, whatever, and eventually she's gonna hear a walkie and someone on it, so she thinks that's how she's gonna get help. She's gonna talk to this person, think she's gonna get help. But I think, this is still early in the film, so I don't think I'm spoiling it. If you're a horror fan, you know that whoever the hell is on this phone here, it's not so simple. That person's not going to help. And no, it is not a help. It is actually the person who has sniped her. So, joke's on her because she thinks she's getting help. She's not getting help. What it does is it opens the door for this dialogue between her and the sniper. And, you're really not sure where the sniper is at first. Later you'll find out, maybe you had some guesses. At first I was wondering, I thought they were actually, again, it's not really spoiling anything. I thought they were in, when the shots first fired, I thought they were somehow in the gas station, but they're not. They're interesting placed. Where they are placed is just kind of adds to the commentary of what's going on here, and interestingly enough, of a background and a theme there. So you got to take that in with everything that's happening in the movie. You got to take that in as well. Of course, dude in the car is going to finally wake up and get with the program. And of course, he's not going to be much help. Of course, other people are going to arrive. Of course, they're not going to be much help. And we're checking out the horror boxes around. But again, as we kind of check off those boxes and stuff, and you kind of fill the gaps of, okay, we got a little bit of blood spill, we got some shots, we got an intense background here. It is definitely, like I said, it is definitely an intense movie. What's at the heart of the movie is the conversation between this woman and the sniper. And, I kind of try to tread the line as easy as I can. I realize, as I always preach, we're all part of the horror community and all horror fans. And, try to stick to that first and foremost. But I know we all have our thoughts and feelings about all kinds of issues and stances on whatever the issue is. we're pro this, anti this, blah, blah, blah. And, I know lots of horror fans go out and take a stance on everything, and they jump into social media and they get all worked up about it. And that's where social media kind of fails you, because you kind of get wrapped into that, you get into the fight and blah, blah. It's also a good thing, you put out the positive vibes and so forth, and you kind of take a stand, and you need people to take stands on issues, and all the good and the bad, but it wears on you. So, which is why, I try to stick to the horror and not, go on a side and pick a side and do all these things, because, it wears on you, and it does you no good at the end of the day, but just get people to jump and pile onto you with all the good that you try to do. So, I'm not going to say, who's right on any of these issues, who's wrong. Again, I think if you pay attention, are aware of the political atmosphere, the social atmosphere of a lot of these issues, as you watch this, you kind of see, where you where you fit in, kind of, your thoughts. Obviously, guns isn't an issue. This guy's sniping. We see it all the time in the news now. People getting killed all the time. What I find fascinating here is how they wrote this. The sniper is going to give kind of, gives kind of lots of speeches, kind of almost like, I mentioned kind of checking out the horror boxes here in this situation. They're almost checking off the social commentary, political box here. Everything that you can, almost everything, but tons of issues are mentioned and covered, some a little bit more than others. There's a little bit more about the woman we find out here in her past. Things aren't simple cut with her either. And, she's a white woman. She's apparently with a black guy there. She's apparently cheating. So, she has issues with pregnancy, that's kind of thing going on here. So, she's not, black and white either. She's not simple. There's stuff going on with her too. Obviously, this, the sniper's up there. He makes a point of it, why is he doing it, and lists all the reasons we see on the news that people do these kind of things. Mental health, does he just like guns, is he pro this, anti this, is he doing it because he hates these people, those people, just down the line with it. So, as you're watching it, it's kind of like, are you just going to watch the movie, kind of keep it into that horror focus? Or are you going to get caught up on the issue? Or are you going to like the sniper because of what he's saying? Are you going to hate the sniper because of what he's saying? Are you going to like her because of her defense? And, like I said, she's not so black and white. She has some things going on herself. So, are you really, you're going to, you want, they presented, obviously, she's trapped in this place. She's being shot at. So it's very simple to be like, you're going to root for her because you want her to escape and so forth. But then as it goes on, as they kind of drum in some of that political stuff, and you can kind of, maybe place her in a box, do you not let your personal feelings get in and maybe not root for her? Say, hey, I agree with a lot of, maybe not him trying to kill people, but, there's some stuff that I can relate with that guy. So, yeah, she should die, or he should get her, or whatever. Like, how much are you going to let in? Are you going to pick a side? Are you going to go down? Are you going to separate yourself and pick a side of the political angle here of these two individuals? Or are you going to just keep it grounded and stay in that, horror focus? And this is a horror movie, and kind of, we kind of know what to expect, going to kind of think it's going to go in a direction, just follow where that's going to go on, and just kind of be like, okay, the political stuff is there, but, let's keep this as a horror movie. So, like I said, they're going to throw it all out there. It is all out there. Everything is mentioned. Some stuff is discussed more than others, and obviously so forth. It does set, like I said, it's an intense movie. It does set up for a really good ending. I will say, obviously, these two individuals, a lot is said, and they're going to have a showdown. And again, because of everything that's said, again, as an audience, do you really pick a side? Or is it just more simple that, hey, you separate yourself from everything that was said in the movie, and hey, he's the killer, she's the final girl, if you want to make it very simple, and that's what we're going with. So just lots to unpack there. I'm not gonna say that you should root for one or the other, blah blah, or this or that, or because of this issue or that. That's all for real world shit that you have to decide on your own, and so forth. But I'm just I wish I could rewind and wish I would have watched this more when it came out. This is one that just kind of slipped through the cracks for me, and I didn't get to see it right when it did, and really see if there was a conversation based on this movie, or it was just kind of a movie and people, some saw it and it just kind of went along its way. But I think it is important because of a lot of the stuff that it kind of is talking about, and it kind of slaps you in the face and makes you realize you can't get away with it. And a lot of people use horror and want to watch horror movies to kind of escape that, because this movie is very real life. It's got talks about a lot of stuff, and obviously even the situation is a very real situation these days for many people. And so as you watch this, it just makes you, if you're trying to escape it and use this movie to escape, you're not escaping. This movie's not escaping. It's throwing it right back in your face. And I guess I should have warned people at the beginning, if you haven't seen this movie, it might be triggering because of a lot of the issues that are mentioned here. It may get you worked up, or you may just watch the movie and be like, whatever. It may be triggering if you don't like guns, or you've been in a situation like this, and there's several reasons why this movie could be triggering. So there's all of that. So again, I'm not going to get into rights and wrongs and all that. But I can appreciate them doing the movie and putting this forth, and slapping your face with it. And this is one of those times that, I'm not going to complain about them doing it. That is what this movie is, the purpose of this movie. They don't hide it from you. It is not a slasher movie where you have your usual guy and you're trying to enjoy that, and all of a sudden it's oh well, we'd like to remind you not to do this or that. No, this is no. This movie is about that, and it is what it is. So I'm gonna give it 3.5 pools of blood. At the end of the day, I think they accomplished what they set out to accomplish, and they did it in a one location. They made a very good ending. I'm not going to get into the ending and what eventually happens, and because of what happens and this and that. I really liked the way that they ended it. And again, even as they present all those issues, I don't, at least in my opinion of it, I don't think the movie ended in a way where it was trying to, it said, okay, well, now that we presented, all these issues, this is the right side. This is who's going to win this fight because of this or that or whatever. I liked the way they ended it. Had plenty of drama, very suspenseful. Gave you some of the horror stuff that maybe you were looking for, and gave you some action, and maybe you wanted maybe a little bit more. Thought they did a good job of kind of sprinkling in some of the action, and kind of gave you a lot of the verbal and the dialogue that they wanted. Broke off from that, gave you something else, and then brought it back to what they're trying to pull off here. So a lot of good stuff that they end up doing here in this movie. So 3.5 pools of blood for this one, and I definitely encourage you, if you haven't seen it, to at least see it. But if you're gonna try to see it to get away with some of the real life stuff, this is not the movie. Go watch something else. But yeah, I still think it's an important movie, and hopefully, lots of people did get to see it. I don't know how many people really saw it or not, but, hopefully they did. So, with that, again, 3.5 pools of blood, that is out of 5. horrorreviews.blogspot.com is where you can find all my reviews, written and video. But if you're just interested in the video reviews, like, subscribe, do all those things everybody wants you to do. Or if you hate me now because I said something about this review, you don't have to, whatever. But please check out the short section. Try to keep you guys entertained and informed, a little bit of both. Some of the stuff courtesy of Promote Horror. Twitter, Facebook information down below as well. Reach out to me. We can talk about this movie, horror, none of the political stuff, though, please. I'm just not going to do it. Uh, but I'm happy to talk about this movie or other movies, or if you have something you want me to review. And definitely in the comment section, if you saw the movie, what were your feelings? Please feel free to put it there. And if you like social commentary or horror or not, let me know down at the bottom too. So with that, I guess I will catch you in the next review, horror fans.